Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Immanuel and my name is 2107. So in this video, I will share my opinion as the government team and the opposition team. With the motion, this house will let the government fully own and manage our public transportation in Indonesia. As a government team, thank you for the opportunities. Today, as the government team, I strongly support with the motion this house would let the government fully own and manage our public transportation in Indonesia. I believe this because public transportation is not just a business, but it's a public service that can help people to do their daily activities. So that's why the government must take full control and make it work for all the people. There are several reasons, and there are some cases because when the public transportation are managed by private sector, they just reach the profits on. So that's why when the government take these, the profits won't go to the private companies, but instead the service will made to help people. The first one, it will be easier and cheaper for everyone because we know in the reality when we choose public transportation that's managed by government, it's more cheaper than we use public transportation that's managed by private sector. So it's even people in the remote, poor or rural areas can be enjoy a better quality of transportation at an affordable price. And then it is easier to connect and integrate the system. For example, in Singapore, they have a system called LTA or the Land Transport Authority. So it's a system that public transportation is managed by the government. So people can see a schedule, tickets, or the prices and the routes in the one platform. This helps them move around easily and effectively because if a public information is run by different private companies, information is disorganized. So people may get confused because they much get information from another platform. And let's go to the back. My point is public transportation should make life easier, not harder. When the government manage the public transportation, government can control the quality of all vehicles. Private companies often try to save money and only care about making profits, which can reduce safety and comfort. But with the government in charge, we can have the same high standard all vehicles, so everyone can feel safe and comfortable. There are data to support this reason. In 2022, survey from Indicator Politik Indonesia shows that more than 85% of MRT users in Jakarta were satisfied with the service, including cleanliness, comfort, and punctuality. This proves that when the government manages it well, people can get happy or comfort. And we understand the opposition may not fully trust with the government because especially when it comes to comfort or corruption. But these problems can be solved by using transparency and public oversight. The government must act professionally and the public should be allowed to monitor how services are run. There will be a minimum service standard based on the needs of the people, not just money. So for the better access, better quality, and more comfort for all citizens, I stand firmly that public transportation should be fully owned and managed by the government. Thank you. And then as the opposition team, thank you for the opportunity. As the opposition team, I as a part of the opposition team strongly oppose the motion the government should fully own and manage all the public transportation in Indonesia. Giving ownership and control to the government actually brings more risks than solution because there are many several facts. The first one, we can see the government has not been efficient in managing public transportation so far. The bureaucracy is complicated, slow, and not even distributed across all regions. For example, current development is still focused on urban areas or a capital city, but government say people with the rural areas can enjoy the good transportation, but in the reality, the development of transportation just in focus in rural areas. Sorry, just focus in the capital city. This shows that the government is not yet fully capable of providing public services. And second, innovation and digitalization are growing faster in the private sectors. One example are applications like Gojek and Grab. These private companies have created apps to help people. With these apps, people no longer have to wait long or travel too far to catch the public transportation, but with just one tap, they can travel easily. And this innovation is very helpful, especially because it can even reach areas that are difficult to access. And then the third, if the government has to manage our transportation, there will be many excuses from the government. There will be many reasons because uh, they must managing all the vehicles. But transportation requires a large investment and high operating costs. When the government has to bear off all of this, the risk that they will raise the taxes and cut funding other sectors or borrow some money. Meanwhile, private companies can handle the issues more effectively with strict regulations. This could lead to abuse of power or ultimately corruption. We have seen this before, or even still see it now. State-owned enterprises or transportation departments that are not transparent and stall projects, broken vehicles, and even ghost employees. And the government said that integration minimum service standard will be guaranteed, creating comfort for everyone. But in reality, not all standards are implemented. There are still many neglected public vehicles, and in some areas, even Transjakarta buses or angkot run by local government companies are often late, overcrowded, or poorly maintained. If the public transportation is fully monopolized by government, there will be no competitive pressure to improve the service. Finally, I conclude that the government should not fully manage on the public transportation, but there should be collaboration and regulation with the private sector. The goal should be to bring a new innovation and convenience for everyone. Not everything should be provided by government, but the private sector also plays an important role. The government can still regulate the private companies, but should not take over all of public transportation. Therefore, I strongly oppose this motion. Thank you.